Okay. Okay.
Can I start, Prabhuji?
Yes, yes, you can start.
So I was brainstorming, what all things can be used for making this palliative care available for all the devotees, if not all the devotees, to the mass public, because that is our aim, right? Our ISKCON motive is to facilitate everyone to take holy name, facilitate everyone to go back to Godhead and get to the spiritual life in a very practical way. So, and for that, we need human resources. And because we are giving this all seminar, I think you must be needing some human resource to, get this palliative, because you are explaining, who is the volunteer, what are the qualities of volunteer you need. He should be brave, he should be, very strong, very willpower. So I was just brainstorming that why not we can use astrology for taking the human resource. Like you are giving this to, like, yesterday there were 62 people. So among 62 people, we don't know how many of them will be grave, how many of them will be suitable for this kind of work that needs this much willpower, determination, graveness, at the same time sympathy, empathy. So I was just checking, Prabhuji. I'm an astrologer. I'm practicing astrology, and now because many are even HR corporate people, they are using astrology for human
You are
resources.
suggesting astrologers to select people?
Yes, yes.
I got the point. Well, that can be utilized, but that should not be discouraging to devotees who are interested in doing these things. That's the only
I
point.
agree with you, Prabhuji. I agree with you, definitely. See, when you are giving this all information, definitely it was not encouraging. It is not discouraging. It is encouraging. But just because we are not discouraging, the devotee should not just rush with emotions. He should
Yes,
also
yes.
understand what are his strengths. Can he do this? If not, that will again spoil his own mental thing, right?
That is
So
correct.
that was my intention to ask. Actually, this thing I'm also suggesting for ISKCON Pro, to get how to know, like, who is fit for brahmacharya ashram, who is fit for grahastha ashram, and they are just giving saffron to 25-year-old, and his chart clearly shows he cannot be brahmacharya. Then I said that, because astrology is a science which is being misused by many, and devotees don't like astrology. Definitely, that is a good thing. We should not use astrology for devotion. It's beyond astrology, just spiritual matters. When we are taking some human resources, we should understand the guna karma of a person, his inclinations, to make the work payable
Got
for
the
that
point,
person.
Mumtaji, I got the point. Don't we don't want to give a different dimension to the whole story by talking about
Uh,
brahmachari or sannyasi. Let's stick to the subject matter. I
yes,
have
Prabhuji.
good faith in astrology, and my only concern and worry is people who are willing to help for this
Uh-huh.
space volunteership are very less in number,
Yes,
and once
yes,
they come, they run away because of the inability to take the reality.
yes,
So, but at the same time, if somebody is suppose not exactly fitting in the definition, but still want to serve, by encouraging, by practicing, by experience, the person becomes gradually qualified. Like a doctor, when he passes out MBBS, he's not a good doctor, but by practicing, he gets confidence and he becomes a
correct.
very good doctor. So none of us were like cut out for this, but somehow we jumped into this and we saw the need and we learned and we by the mercy of Guru Maharaj, we are doing something, and still we can't claim that we are perfect. But ideal goal is already explained, so you know what is expected. Keep that slide or keep that note right in front of your board, soft board, huh? And see that am I reaching to that standard or not? And everybody can do that, because that will help. If it is right in front of your desk, on your soft board, it will help.
Yeah,
It will help you. And much before that, you need to write that I want to help people who are dying.
definitely,
Much
Prabhuji.
before that, you should write I want to help people who are lonely, who are unattended, not cared for, who are hankering for help. My life is meant to serve those people.
I am in, Prabhuji. I'm so much enthusiastic for this. Really.
So,
Yes.
Baramadri Prabhu, now we should
Yes,
start now.
Prabhuji. Thank you,
Yes,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
This time is
Uh,
important.
yes. So end of the session, Prabhuji, after question answer, we want to appeal all the attendant devotees that they can take initiative under the guidance of official. We should to form a team, and Prabhuji is going to personally train them because needs of ours. Because last has more than 25, 26 devotees left body from Pune, so we have to serve them timely. So Prabhuji is going to guide us personally. So I will request all the devotees to take a call, and as per their ability, they can contribute in the services. Yes, Prabhuji.
The main leadership for this program should be from Pune NVCC itself, and I'm always there. I can be the main thread between the whole thing, but there has to be local body to motivate people to join the group and to actually do the needful. I can be called, tapped anytime for guidance, because if I was there physically, then it would have been different story. But if because I'm away, located differently than all of you, but I'm very much keen that at least one ISKCON temple has taken the initiative to look into this serious matter where devotees need help. So let us start now, as our policy is to start on time in all conditions of life. So this is where we were yesterday, and we completed till this point. Ideal death care personnel. And I will like to begin with the repetition of this. The ideal,
Prabhuji, your volume has gone low,
my volume has gone low.
very low.
Uh,
No, it's okay, Prabhu.
no, my
It's
volume
okay.
is full.
Yeah, it's okay.
So the the ideal person to provide palliative care, may he be a doctor, nurse, social worker, spiritual caregiver, volunteer, or anybody in allied services. He has to be serious and grave by nature, mainly serious about the subject matter. He may not be serious in life, he may be jovial and happy, but regarding this subject, he should be very serious. He should be gentle in his demeanor. He, compassion is not that it is inbuilt, so in somebody in large quantity. It grows when you do sadhana, it grows. So we need to be compassionate and feel concerned about the terminally ill person. Our approach should be mature and should not be whimsical. We need to learn about this subject matter of palliative care, end of life care, hospice care, more and more detail with great interest. We should be fearless about the death itself, or about the process of dying, or about the sufferings of the terminally ill people. We should be not fearful about that. Our sadhana should be very strong, and we should gather more and more spiritual substance to be able to offer care to people And we must have enough faith in the process with what we are doing. We should have faith that it works. We should have feelings of aplepana. Aplepana means we feel suruda. Love is a very difficult and higher stage, but at least concern, compassion, kindness, feelings should be there in the category of love for the person whom we are serving. The person who is willing to join the care of dying people should be committed, should not be selfish, should be responsible for whatever work we are doing. And finally, the event of death or the event of terminal illness is quite taxing, quite emotionally taxing, draining. But we should remain composed and undisturbed so that we can help those who are disturbed and imbalanced. So this is what the slide I showed you. Vidya Vinayena Sampanne. This one point I wanted to add in the slide. What is the qualification? The person who is offering spiritual care or end-of-life care or palliative care should not be differentiating between human beings based on caste, creed, color, language, richness, varna, ashram, fame, infamy, or whatever. There should be no differentiation. There should be genuine, equal, and kind help to each and everybody who is in that stage. Sometimes I'll tell you, I want to stress on this point. Sometimes people will come under care of you, under your care, whom you had fought before, or you whom you don't like, or whom you don't get along with. You had some bitter experience. Still, when that person comes in the terminal illness back bracket, you should forget all your past emotions about him, negative emotions, and be all out selflessly to serve. So now we'll go ahead with today's session. Now we will go to actual. Yesterday we studied the philosophy, the reason why we do end-of-life care, why we should do that, and what all the things are there involved, which people are involved, what the process involved, types of services, the categories of people involved. Now we go to the actual process. Even this is also theory only. Practicals will talk in little later part of the presentation today. So there are basically three stages or steps involved. One is pre-death care. Second is actual death care. And third is post-death care. Technically and professionally, we use the word end-of-life care. So pre-end-of-life care, end-of-life care actually, and post-end-of-life care. So going to the first stage, end-of-life care, pre-end-of-life care starts from the time of diagnosis of a terminal illness. Sometimes we don't even know that the diagnosis is of the incurable disease. We think that we will get cured or we will try our best to get cured. Eventually, we come to know that our diagnosis is of a terminal disease which is going to take me to death. And the patient may find in the hospital ward or sometimes in ICU or sometimes at home. It can be many locations. So there's a difference between actual end-of-life care and pre-end-of-life care. In pre-end-of-life care, basically we need to develop relationship. Whom we are going to develop relationship with is mainly with the patient who is diagnosed and those who are very close to him or her. You will come to know very soon. Initially, there will be more people visiting as the time passes, you will find only few will remain. And then you will find few will remain consistently. You will see them again and again. So those people who are the core team of caretakers, you should develop good rapport, because you need to know about their family background, financial background, the spiritual background, the personality traits, the history, the relationship issues, or any important significant events in the life. All those things we need to know and develop that relationship. Basically, we are trying to build the confidence in the caregivers. We want to build the confidence that I am with you. They should feel that this person is with us. I trust him. I have faith in him, and I can rely upon him for guidance, for support. So, what do we do in the pre end of life care? We basically read from scriptures of the choice. To the extent when we have Muslim patients, we read from Quran. To the extent we have Christian patients, we read from Bible or likewise literatures. And if the person is neutral, we can read from Bhagavad Gita and other simple books. But as per the choice of people, not as a force. Sometimes Bhagavad Gita is very heavy to accept when you are in a very emotionally and physical precarious condition. So read or speak what is not taxing to the brain, what is pleasing to the brain, what is uh, enriching and strengthening the person's psyche. It can be also entertaining, like Krishna's butter thief pastimes. Whatever works. So reading some scriptures or giving the scriptural association. Then one must give prasad regularly to the person who is terminally ill. Prasad gives a lot of strength to the terminally ill people to face their reality. Give me a second. Huh? Along with eatable prasad, one should also give garland prasad, cloth prasad. Like I come from Barsana, I bring some Mahavastra of Radharani, or come from Gopinath temple, bring something of the deities. So keep giving these nourishing items. It is explained in scriptures that all the items that are utilized by the Lord are very powerful and they are non-different from the Lord. And they give the Lord's presence and association to the person to whom we are giving those items. This is reading from books which are very inspiring to the patient. This patient wanted to read from Prabhupada's life. So this is Harisori Prabhu's book, The Memories of Prabhupada, in many volumes. So here Vilas Manjari Mataji right now from Nigdi. She was our spiritual care nurse before. So she is reading from Prabhupada's diary to this Mataji from Croatia. I will remember her name very soon. Then this is Yamunapati Prabhu from Nigdi. He was a brahmachari and he had a terminal illness of cirrhosis of liver, non-alcoholic, iatrogenic, whatever. We didn't know the cause, but he had a cirrhosis of liver, which generally is with people who drink alcohol chronically. So he wanted to read and hear Chaitanya Charitamrut before he passes away. So Her Grace, Prabhupada disciple, Nartaki Mataji read the whole Chaitanya Charitamrita to him over the period of 3.5 months. And he was very much nourished by the scriptural reading. So now we are coming to the point of actual death. There are many things can happen in the pre-end of life care situation. Let's go back a little bit. Where we need to make will, we need to create advanced directives have dialogue with the patient and relatives, and come prepare a list of items which the patient wants to do before he passes away. So we have to understand that many things are just a minute. Hare Krishna. Hello. 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 I will give an example to you of Dwarkadish Prabhu's father. He was very professionally provided with palliative care. And our expert doctor elicited 17 desires that he had of social, emotional, physical, spiritual types. And they were enlisted, and the doctor then categorized them, what are possible and what are not possible, physically looking at the situation. And many of them were in a planned way fulfilled by the caring team. And that is very important, because the patient has many unfulfilled desires. That is why we need to understand that this word called advanced directives need to be very consciously and cautiously elicited by having a very wonderful, peaceful meeting, by giving time to the patient to think about it. And then we have to be honest with the consultation of the doctor, what can be done, what cannot be done, and the patient has to be counseled to accept the reality that I can't go to USA to meet my daughter in California, but I can go to Pune to meet my sister in 3 hours by road traffic. So second thing is, in the period of before death, it could be 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. Will is very important, will making, but that is another very important milestone. The patient needs to fulfill his desires as far as the will is concerned, how to divide the property, how to distribute the wealth. Or will doesn't only mean property and division and inheritance. Will also means I want to say sorry to my mother whom I hurt in the childhood. I want to say sorry to my father whom I was very abusive when I became a devotee. Or I want to say sorry to my wife who I have divorced in the past. Or I want to say sorry to my wife whom I have left in the past and got married to a second wife. There may be so many guilts in the mind. So these are all also has to be elicited. They may not be in the type of property distribution, but they are emotional debts that we need to clear and allow the patient, arrange for the patient, organize for the patient to do that. That is also coming under the advanced directives, the list of the directives that we receive. And there may be so many other things that I want to one time go to this musical concert, or I want to go to Janvi Harrison's Hare Krishna Mahamantra concert, or I want to hear Radhanath Swami singing live once before I die. Or also there is a will that when I die, I want to have Balabhadra Kripa Prabhu next to me singing Hare Krishna. Or I want to die hearing Radhanath Maharaj's Hare Krishna Mahamantra, this particular tune. Or I want to die in Vrindavan. Or I want to die in a side room of NVCC. These are all in advanced directives. Some are to be fulfilled immediately, some are in the course of time, some are urgent, and some are at the time of death. You can say, I want to see this photograph before I die. It should be in front of me. I want to see next to me. I want devotees next to me. I want Hare Krishna Mahamantra. I want this particular bhajan to be sung when I am passing away. There are hundreds of details of these kind of things. And one has to be kind and patient enough to elicit these kind of details and then try to fulfill it. At the same time, not be obsessive about it. Some things are really impossible, and we have to be honest about those. I will tell you a practical stories when I take case studies. So when actual time of death comes, there is something called as active process of dying. All of you who are now studying and learning this palliative care, this terminology is very important, which is called as active process of dying. There are certain symptoms and certain clinical conditions which tell the doctor that the patient is now going to leave the body within few hours. There is a particular breathing which you need to see sometimes, which is quite strenuous breathing with long inspiration, taking breath inside, again long take breathing inside. It's like having hiccup type kind of situation, but great difficulty in breathing. That is in the technical terms called chain stroke breathing. It means you have great difficulty in inhalation. So that sets in very gradually, and when doctor sees that, he knows that the patient has now few hours left. It could be 3 hours, it could be 8 hours, it could be 12 hours. Like delivery, when the labor pain starts, it can be 3 hours, 12 hours, or 24 hours. Like that, the death actually can take place in 12 hours after the typical kind of breathing is established. So that time, with the guidance of the doctor, don't declare it yourself. Now patient has few hours. Let the doctor say, now the patient has few hours. At that time, you start calling the relatives, informing people, those who are concerned, those who are close with the guidance of the relatives, and prepare the devotees or relatives after due consultation with the doctor. Don't forget to take the permission for your process of death care. Don't take it for granted that you are such a nice person, you are such a wonderful person, offering yourself for so many days and months in the past. So I am doing so good and so much good for the patient. They definitely will accept what I am doing. But you will be surprised to know many times people refuse to undergo your end of life care process. It is like before operation, we all know the operation is for the good of the patient. But still, before every operation, small or big, we take the written legal consent from the patients. Although you know the patient very well, but still, that process of taking the permission has to be done. And the permission to be taken with due explanation exactly what you are going to do. This is what we do, which we'll explain to you what are we going to do. And this may be our style of doing as per our sampradaya or our mission that we are following or our faith that we are following. But in the process, we'll come across Christian patients, we'll come across Muslim patients, Buddhist patients, we'll come across atheistic people, we'll come across sannyasis, we'll come across gurus. You will come across your guru also. You have to be prepared to cater to all kinds of people, because all these kinds of people, including your Guru Maharaj, is a human being, are human beings. So we have to take their likes and dislikes and choices into respectful considerations. That is why consent is important, and the explanation of the process that we are going to do is also important. At times you may feel you are the best person, but the patient may have different choice. At times you may be a well-trained, well-experienced person, but still the patient may have different choice. And you don't have to feel bad about it. You are there to serve in the best possible way. So if the patient feels somebody else is the best possible person, you very kindly and very graciously need to arrange for that person. If the patient tells you, I want to call the priest from Radha Gopinath Mandir, one who worships the deities every day, I see him, I want him to be next to me. And he may not be trained, you are trained, but still you have to learn to accept and do the needful. So the patients and the relatives mainly who are going to be witness of the whole story, they need to be encouraged. They need to be um, given encouragement to join the process. It is not that you are doing something and they are just watching what you are doing. They need to be fully involved, because otherwise they will simply keep crying. And we don't want to have a intensely crying scenario when somebody is passing away. There are uh, pros and cons of having a crying situation. One important situation or the fact is, if somebody is or many people are too much crying because the patient is dying, then the patient cannot pass away. It's like the mother who is young going to the work, and she has a small child which she is leaving behind with mother-in-law or sister-in-law. And the mother goes to the door, the child comes crying, Mama, don't go to work today. Can the mother immediately run away from the door to the work? No, she will come back. She'll take the child close to her, tap him, caress him, say, Beta, don't worry, I'll come back early today. I'll bring sweets for you. Be a good boy. And she goes. And apparently pacified, but the child still again loudly cries, Mama, don't go. The mother has gone out of the door. Again, she comes back in. And this may happen 4 or 5 times. Similarly, if I am passing away from this body and from this world, and my mother, my wife, my daughter, my brother, everybody is crying loudly, I'll be hesitant to leave. Although I know I have to leave, time has come to leave, but I will not leave freely. My Atma, myself, will be hesitant to leave peacefully because somebody is crying because I am passing away. So they need to be guided that please be part of the process. And after the person passes away, you can express your grief. You have right to express your grief by crying, but do not create a intensely crying situation in front of dying people, because we are here to help him to pass away in a very peaceful manner, in a very grateful manner, in a very ready manner and natural manner. So the last point again, I repeat, inviting priests or people whom they want, we should not hesitate to do that. And one thing is flashing now in between is the story of lady with PQPA. PQPA means a book called Perfect Question, Perfect Answer. There was one patient who was a victim of bomb blast in 2006. The sixth bomb blast took place near Mira Bhayandar railway station, in between the two stations. This man was a 26-year-old, just married young man, executive in some good company, and his wife was young girl, young lady, 24-year-old, pregnant for 3 months. And she was simply crying and crying and crying. And husband was in gasping condition in ICU. So Her Grace Nartaki Mataji met her. There were many people. There were 44 patients. The 44 patients were there. So we had to cater to everybody, and the whole spiritual care department was on board. So one of the persons for Nartaki Mataji, she met this lady and she was crying. So she held her and caressed her and allowed her to cry on her shoulder. And then she asked, so do you think after she cried enough, little bit pacified, she asked her, do you think your crying will help your husband? She said, no, I'm not sure, but I don't know what to do also at the same time. That's why I'm crying. So she asked, would you like to actually help your husband while he is alive and while he has to pass away? You want to be helpful to him? She said, yes, Mataji, yes, yes. So she just boldly gave the book, Perfect Question, Perfect Answer to that lady. And she told her to read the book, whatever you can read, few minutes. The kind of situation Nartaki Mataji created, this lady read the book. I don't know whether full, but she read quite a good amount of content. And then she told Mataji that I am ready to come. Please take me to my husband. She was taken to her husband in the ICU with escort, and then Nartaki Mataji gave her right hand in the right hand of the husband, put her left hand on the forehead of the husband, and she made this lady talk to the husband. Whatever name, my dear husband, maybe Rahul, my dear Rahul, I love you and I am next to you. Please don't worry. I'll be there by the side of you to help you. And many things. She prompted her and she went on speaking, went on speaking. I'm praying to the Lord for you. I know you are leaving me, but I am with you. You are not alone. I'm praying for you. So many things she said that she couldn't have said, but with guidance and inspiration she could say. And believe me, the husband passed away, nodding, responding with whatever no means he had, blinking eyes or moving fingers or moving eyes or whatever, eyeballs, moving eyeballs, whatever capacity he had to respond, he was positively responding. And he passed away with her hand in hand. And then she cried, of course. But she was so grateful that I was like a useless fool sitting there and crying. But now I felt I was of so much use to my husband. I could do something which is very useful, tangible, and with full of substance. And that gave her fulfillment. So that's why I said we are not preventing from people crying, people from crying. We are just trying to engage them positively so that they will feel that I couldn't have done myself, but I could do this with this guidance. And I'm grateful for that. So that kind of involvement we need to create. That is why I said in the longer the period you have in pre-end of life care from the diagnosis, the better it is because you have good building of relationships with the nearmost people or the closest people. What things are required? Some of the items that you need. There can be many more items. I have written down some basic items. Ganga Jal or any other holy water, which means Jamuna Jal, which means Saraswati Jal, which means Godavari Jal, which means Indrayani, which means Chandrabhaga, which means any holy river, which means Triveni Sangam water, which means um, Ram Kund water of 7 rivers together, which can be anything. Holy waters, which can be also Charanamrut, which is also holy water. In Muslims, I have carried Zamzam river water from Saudi Arabia. I have collected at one time Jordan river water from Israel, I think, which is a holy river for the Christians and Jews. So this kind of effort we need to do to create faith in people's mind that you are there to help. Then second most important item is tulsi leaf. Even dried tulsi leaf is okay. Even tulsi stick is also okay. Anything, tulsi dust also is okay. Whatever is connected with tulsi. Fresh leaves from the lotus feet of Gaur Nitai, Radha Vrindavan Chandra are the best. But if they are not available, then any tulsi leaf is fine. You can offer to the Lord in mind also. But tulsi leaf and Ganga Jal, they close the door of hell for the people who deserve to go there. That's what Garud Puran says. Not only they close the door to hell or to suffering situations, but open the doors of the kingdom of Godhead. We don't have to glorify the glories of Charanamrut here. We know how powerful Charanamrut is. Then, if possible, everybody may not have, but Braj Raj, the dust of the holy Dham, may not be only of Vrindavan, it can be of Dwarka, it can be of Badrinath, it can be of Ayodhya, it can be of anything. It can be also the dust from the lotus feet of spiritual master. If possible, collect it and keep it ready. Then all the items that the Lord is utilizing, I told you, Maha Garland, Maha Vastra, Maha Prasad, should be brought. Scripture like Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavad, Chaitanya Charitamrita should be there. We need to read from that. It is said that when person hears Bhagavad Gita while passing away, or Srimad Bhagavatam Katha while passing away, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's story while passing away, Ram Leela while passing away, he is sure to attain the kingdom of God. So scriptural reading is also important. So especially second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, where the nature of the soul is explained. Nainan chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha. All those set of shlokas, which are about 15 to 20 in number, one should recite very devotionally. Another item, I will call item or ingredient of the end of life care is the relatives. Do not forget or underestimate, because you are still an outsider. You may be trained and professionally trained and inspired person, but you still outsider. The family members are close ones at the heart of the people, of the patient. So they can do much more effective service to them under your guidance, because it is their hand which is offering Gangajal, it is their hand which is putting Tulsi, it is their hand which is caressing them. So don't underestimate the presence of relatives. Gather them as much as possible, as many as possible. And the last, which I have written in bold letters, highlighted, are intense prayers. You may not have Gangajal, Tulsi, Charanamrut, Brajraj, Mahagarland, the book, anything. You may not have any relative. It's in the middle of the night in the ICU, you get a call and you run from your home and there is no one except you and the patient. So what do you have with you? Is you. You are having yourself with you, your mind with you, your emotions with you. So you have also the set of prayers you can pray. So if you have less time, what would you like to pray? What one prayer would you like to offer? And as we don't have a reciprocative situation here, I will tell you the answer. If you don't have any time and you only have time to offer one prayer, and the person may be Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, Isai, Judai, anything, you have to only offer one prayer. My Lord, if you wish, please let him remember you. My Lord, let him remember you. My Lord, please give him your memory or remembrance. And otherwise, there are many prayers with a very devotional heart and loving heart. You can offer the prayers. So these are the ingredients which you have to gather. And as you are creating a kit, I saw some poster. There can be many more items which all can be used and utilized. I have got something like 50 items with me at home, which I have gathered from years of time. From Jagannath Puri, from Badrinath, from Vrindavan, from Barsana, from Radharaman, from Radha Vallabhji, from Krishna Balaram, from Radha Shyam Sundarji. I cannot tell you. I have got even Chandan from the Nabhi of Jagannath collected at time of Navakalevaram. When they exchange, I have got that Chandan also, which I touched to people. I have got Chandan mold of the lotus hands from Kasturi Ranganath from Sri Rangam, which I touched to patient's forehead, which has got the palm print or fingerprints of Kasturi Ranganath. I've got incense of so many deities in India, so many ancient deities like Radharaman, Radha Vallabh, Radharani Barsana, Nandagaon. You cannot imagine. There's so many things are there which keep coming. So I've got Jagannath's dhoti, which he has worn 7 times in Jagannath Puri. So it took me one time 2.5 hours to apply all these things to my mother before she passed away. Of course, she didn't pass away that time when I applied to her. She immediately improved the next morning after that. But I had done it once and for all, because every time before passing away, one cannot take out all the stock and use 2.5 hours to apply everything one by one. So, the point I'm trying to convey is the list can be unlimited, but these are the basic things. Gangajal, Tulsi leaf are the basic things that you need to offer. One time when I taught this in 2005, we began this subject. By the way, I want to tell you, just to create a little more intensity and gravity in all of you to study. Um, by the way, I forgot to ask, is English okay or Hindi also should be introduced? Balabhadra Prabhu, is Hindi okay? और ठीक है, मैं तो इंग्लिश ही बोलते गया शुरू से, कोई बात नहीं. ये जो टॉपिक है वो हमने
Prabhu, you
डेवलप
can
किया.
mix
हाँ
Hindi English.
हाँ,
You can mix
जो
Hindi
टॉपिक
English.
है वो हमने डेवलप किया था 2005 में. आपको ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट निर्माण हो इसलिए बता रहा हूँ. इस टॉपिक को 2007 में हमने जाकर स्टडी किया यूएस में. फिर उसके बाद मैं बारामती गया शरद पवार के बड़े कॉम्प्लेक्स में, और गेस्ट हाउस में जाकर वहां पर मैं 12 दिन रहा. और 12 दिन रहकर मैंने ये पूरा पीपीटी, टेक्स्ट बुक सब डेवलप किया हुआ है. 12 days ऑफ फुल टाइम राइटिंग विद फोटोग्राफ्स एंड विद स्टडी. फिर उसके बाद में उसको एक इनॉग्रल सेमिनार प्रेजेंट किया गया, which was about 8 hours, in which we did demonstration also how to do end of life care, in which I presented my presentation for 2.5 hours. Lots of movies and everything was shown. So it's a big thing. And what I am teaching you today is a collective data of all that hard work done from 2005 till today. So, coming to the next point, actual death care. With the guidance of doctor, you need to come to a situation to know that patient is passing away. The deep gasping breathing goes on increasing in its depth. There's a lot of struggle. The struggle goes on increasing, and then gradually the oxygen saturation drops down. Then the blood pressure drops down. Then the breathing rate drops down. And you can watch on the monitor just to tell you how the progress of death is taking place. But surprisingly, the things can get reversed. Blood pressure may rise, oxygen saturation may rise, breathing also may become faster and stronger. All these things can happen. There is not a fixed rule that the patient has to be steadily progressing towards death. Let me tell you one golden sentence. This Yamunapati Prabhu received end of life care from me 6 times. And each time he came back to life and became normalized, apparently. Not cured, but he became conscious, and again, as if he is normal, he lived for another 8 days. Again, he went into a death situation. Again, I gave him personally end of life care. Again, at the end of life care, again he revived and he came back to life. It is only 6th time when he received end of life care, he actually passed away. So all the caregivers here should note that when you get a call of death and when you go and give your end of life care, please do not think that once you have given end of life care, he has to pass away or she should pass away. Be ready to accept that the patient will get revived or patient will come back, because as much as birth, death is not in anybody's hands, but it is controlled by the Lord. Arrival in the world, in the body, and departure from the world, from this body, are decided and controlled by the Supreme Lord only. The time factor, Kalosmi, time I am, is Sri Krishna himself who decides. So, but be watchful. Know, while patient is passing away, do not forget my yesterday's talk, what is happening? He is watching the video of his life, which you are not watching. He is only watching. He is showing scary emotions. He is showing happy emotions. He is showing a variety of emotions. He may be talking about money or wife or children or many things and property. Don't be surprised. Huh? Even great devotees can have this kind of emotional turmoil. And don't judge anybody. Oh, I did not expect this Prabhu. I thought he's a very advanced devotee. But he is talking about money so much. He's talking about wife so much. He's talking about property so much. He's so much worried about his property. I didn't expect that. Don't judge anybody on deathbed. Let him be what he or she is, and let them have the freedom to express their natural emotions as they are. Don't try to edit them or give expressions to the person that he is hesitant to express his natural emotions. Mostly they will be unconscious, but many times patients are highly conscious till last moment of death. So your body language, your facial expressions are extremely important. Don't be judgmental and give that kind of expressions. Don't speak judgmental and don't even feel judgmental. Just be, just be kind and compassionate person. Because tomorrow you and me also can be in the same situation, and we may have and we will have some deep attachments before passing away, which need to be severed. But we should not be, we will feel that I should not be condemned by the caregiver for what I am expressing. I should not have the fear of getting condemned by the so-called kind caregiver who is, sorry to say, judgmental in his own demeanor. Okay? As the proceeds, active process of dying starts. One has to gather all the ingredients, rush to a site, if possible, bring tulsi leaf, tulsi plant, bring photographs of the Lord, maybe on the chest or in front of the trolley. You can keep photographs of Radha Vrindavan Chandra, Radha Gopinath, or Krishna Balram from Vrindavan. Create atmosphere by creating agarbatti, and maybe put the holy name in recorded fashion, or you sing yourself the already told bhajan by the devotee or by the person, whatever he wants to hear. Very, very personally, you should do this thing. Don't be stereotyped. Don't be, in a bookish form. Be very personal. That is a key point. Be very personal to the person who is dying and do the needful according to his guidance or directives he has given in advance to all of you. Don't forget to motivate the relatives to join. Start reading from second chapter of Gita. Start chanting Hare Krishna. This can be simultaneous. It can be individual. Always remember that the patient may be in coma. I told yesterday also. The ears don't hear. You hear. I always ask a funny question to everybody that does a blind man see a dream? Can he see a dream? Yes, because there is something called as antar chakshu, inner eyes. And what we see here, charma chakshu, they are outer eyes. They are equipment. They are not the items who see. They don't see. You see through them. Like the chasma is not the item which is seeing. Through the chasma, I am seeing. Chasma is an equipment. So similarly, the ear is an equipment. But you hear through the ear. Even if you are deaf, you can still hear. So have that faith and don't hesitate to speak to the dying person. Repeatedly put Gangajal and apply Tulsi leaf after every 15 minutes or 30 minutes. Keep a vati and chamcha ready with the holy water. I have collected something called as Sarva Koti Tirtha. which means the jal from every single place of the whole universe. How did I get it? I'll tell you the secret. When Jatayu was dying and the Lord Ram was performing his final rites, by his own power, he invited all the holy places of the whole creation to come and gather there. And they came and gathered over there. And Sarvatirtha Kunda was formed. So from there I got water. That has every single water in the world. Second most thing, when Lord Ram got coronation after Vanvas, he received Abhisheka. And the previous day of Abhisheka, all the monkeys under the leadership of Hanuman and Sugriva were sent all over the earth, including South Pole and North Pole, to bring holy water. And overnight, in 8 hours, they brought holy water, and Abhishek was done to the Lord. And the remaining water, whatever remained, was poured in Sarvakoti Tirtha in Ujjain in Mahakal. There's a pond, big pond called Sarvakoti Tirtha. There the water was poured. So you can get water from there also. So like that, I went to Ganga Sagar. So that water also I have collected. So all this Alaknanda and Bhagirathi and so many rivers, Sharayu, Chandrabhaga and Indrayani and Godavari, Ramkund, Yamunaji from Yamuna, Yamunaji from Yamunotri, Gangaji from Ganga, Gangotri, Gangaji from Mayapur. All these waters are collected at my house and are mixed up and kept in 2 big gallons. And 1 bottle is kept handy. Every time when I am traveling, I have the 1 bottle, which I also used to spray in my hand when I am traveling, also used for end of life care. So end of life care giver should always carry tulsi leaf with him and holy waters with him. Always, wherever. I can tell you, I was traveling to Mayapur Yatra one time. And as I was teaching devotees and staff to give end of life care, I was always carrying the ingredients with me. In the train of Mayapur, going to Howrah, one devotee passed away. Can you imagine? I was called because I was in the same train. So I crossed 2, 3 bogies and ran to the dying person and give him end of life care, give him holy water, everything I did. I understood that as birth can take place anytime, even death can take place anytime. Anytime, any place, any circumstances, any situation, death can take place. And a death care giver should be ready to give death care any time of time. And I have seen how useful it is. It's right there in my room also. Right at the door, I have kept a small bottle. Anytime I require it. So keep vati and chamcha and keep offering. If the patient is on ventilator, do not put in the mouth of the patient. Patient can get choked up. Don't put tulsi in the mouth of the patient if he's on the ventilator. Keep on the forehead. Sprinkle the water on forehead. Put the water on the body. Apply a water on the body. That all can be done. We have to be very particular and very sensitive to the situation. If everything is fine, then you can lift the lip and put the tulsi in that lip. So that tulsi remains in the mouth. And water also same way you can pass. You can also have a dropper. There are some bottles with the droppers. Put drop things. That also can be utilized. So you can put drop. You don't want to give a chamcha. And while doing all the things, chant the holy name and keep intensely praying for the mercy of the Lord for the person who is passing away. That is the most important ingredient. That is your substance. That is your heart. And you need to offer that fully for the patient, for the devotee who is passing away. The more you offer your heart to a dying person, somebodies will offer their heart for you when you are passing away. Always remember this and never hesitate, never be percentage wise, not giving yourself fully, reserving yourself. Don't do that. offer yourself full-heartedly. Then how to give nourishment? This is example of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj. Offering prayers, singing the holy name, touching the person with great empathy and great loving sentiment and compassion. In the middle of the family members, the lady in green sari is his sister, Ratikeli Mataji. Next to that is his mother. Next to that is his mother-in-law. Next to that is Vaishnava Seva Prabhu, our devotee surgeon. And next to Maharaj is his wife. And in the lap of the wife is a newborn baby, which was born after the diagnosis of the disease. When the adenocarcinoma of the lung was diagnosed in Barsana Eye Camp in January, they were just married. His wife was pregnant for 3 months. So after that, his whole journey started of 7 to 8 months. And he was given the most ideal and wonderful care. He received 21 young boys from IYF who were taking care of him, 7 at one time in one shift. In the meantime, the wife became full term. She delivered a baby. She brought the baby in the presence of Maharaj, in presence of her husband. And at that time, with very nice counseling, Maharaj told her to not to come and see him again, because then he will hesitate to pass away. He will be reluctant. He will be attached. He will be held back while he cannot survive. So then she also understood. This was the last meeting they had. Before she met many times, but this time, with the guidance of Maharaj, she met for the last time, bid him farewell, bye-bye. And then he had his own journey after that, about a month or so, and then he passed away. So I'm talking about giving nourishment, spiritual nourishment, giving strength to the passing away soul to accept the reality, try to remember the Lord and pass away. You can see the photograph itself will tell you how important it is to nourish the person who is dying. How important it is to express your heart, give your heart, offer your prayers, invoke Lord's blessings. This can be as intense as this, because he was that time quite conscious. He wasn't unconscious. By the way, he never became unconscious till the last moment. He was always conscious, bearing all the pain, in excruciating pain. But because of the devotees' continuous support for months and months and months, he passed away gloriously. By the way, his advanced directives were, he wanted to die in Radha Gopinath temple, in the middle of the devotees, and if possible in the presence of his spiritual master. So when he came to the point of dying, because of medical knowledge, we came to know he has less time. So we transferred him to the temple, Radha Gopinath temple. About 300 devotees were waiting in the side room, maybe Gopalji Hall. They were waiting for him in tumultuous kirtan. He was received there. Then he was put in the middle of devotees with the video, what do you call, CCTV darshan of Radha Gopinath right in front of his eyes. Radhanath Maharaj holding his hands. Radhanath Maharaj telling him that now when you will enter the spiritual world, you will be greeted by Srila Prabhupada. Along with Srila Prabhupada, there will be Sridhar Maharaj. Along with Sridhar Maharaj will be Tamal Krishna Maharaj. They will be Gaur Govind Maharaj. They will not be in that external form that you had seen, but when you will see them, you will remember them, you will recognize them. They will be in the divine form, but you will recognize them, that he is Bhakti Tirtha Swami, whatever. All these people will be there to receive you. Be grateful that you will receive them, be thankful to them, offer pranams to them, and enter the spiritual world without hesitation. Now cut off all your ties and bonds to this world and the body. Be ready to meet your beloved Lord, Shri Radha Gopinath. So thus, he passed away in the most ideal way. So he's one of the case studies. Very wonderful case studies. In his case, I used to always take many great souls like Jayadvat Maharaj and Niranjan Swami Maharaj and many people. I would take them and I would request Maharaj, please bless him. He is undergoing a lot of pain and struggle. And the way the conversation would take place, the kind of broad smile that Sto Krishna Prabhu had. After I would complete the visit with some sannyasi and we would come out. The sannyasi like Jayadvat Maharaj would say, who is blessing whom? You are asking me to bless him. I am receiving blessing from him. I am receiving inspiration from him. What do I bless him? He is blessing me by his own example. So these kind of wonderful experiences are the treasures of our life. That when I told Jayadvat Maharaj, ki Maharaj, please bless him. So Jayadvat Maharaj did like this. My hundreds and millions of blessings for you. Because that was his service to Sto Krishna Prabhu. He didn't feel proud that I am capable, I am a senior, I am Prabhupada disciple, I can bless. No, he felt that was my service to him. If he wants that, I am giving that to him. And genuinely after coming out, he's telling me, I could not bless him. Prabhupada is blessing me, maybe through him, blessing him through me, but I received his blessings. Okay. So, end of life care can be very glorious and very inspiring if your mind is prepared for that. Hare Krishna. One of the thing is, next is we need to talk to the person who is dying regularly. This is again pre the end of life care. Talk to the person regularly. Let me complete the previous part. Keep giving items to the people. Keep playing the holy name. Keep reading from scriptures till the last point. And when the person passes away, don't stop. Continue. Because one fact we should know that, as I told yesterday also, I don't mind repeating again. You should know that the person doesn't leave the situation immediately. He may leave the body, but the soul may be or is hovering around the body and the situation, family situation for a long time. And that time it is said, Garud Puran says that the soul cannot be helped by your money. It can't be helped by your medicines. It can't be helped by anything. Everything has failed. His contacts, the doctors, the ICU, the highly professional medical situation, nothing is going to help him. So what is he thanking? He's thanking for the prayers which devotees are offering for him or the relatives who are offering for him. So one should not fail to offer sincere prayers for the ongoing devotee, for the devotee going for onward journey. Keep continuously praying. Don't stop. And also it is said that if you recite Garud Purana after the death for the departed soul, the soul attains Sadgati to the kingdom of God. So Garud Puran part also is extremely powerful. Srimad Bhagavatam also is extremely powerful, as we have heard the story of Srimad Bhagavatam, how listening to Srimad Bhagavatam before death, at death, after death helps the soul to cut off all the bondages and go back home back to Godhead. And then, of course, I will talk about cremation a little later on. So now we come with nourishment, then we come with regular talking to the patients. One should not appear to be in hurry. Very key important point. When you talk to the dying person or terminally ill patient, the patient should not perceive that you are in a hurry. You have 10 minutes only. Don't go if you have less time. Go at leisure. Or at least make the patient feel that you have enough time, although you may be bound with many other engagements. This is Ram Sharan Prabhu, our expert end-of-life caregiver, our most compassionate person who runs in the middle of the night, anytime, any month of the year, rains, heat, cold, any month, he will run as soon as the call is there, from his home to the patient who is dying. Maybe devotee, may not be devotee, maybe drunkard, maybe whoever it is. If he is dying in Bhaktivedanta hospital, he will run to give his heart to the patient. I already showed this picture to you. This also I showed you already. This is bomb blast patient called B.T. Lalge. B.T. Lalge was a railway officer staying in Nalasopara who got affected by the bomb blast. And he died, of course. And his Damodar Pandit Prabhu is reading from Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter, about the nature of the soul. And he is listening. He's unconscious, he's not dead at this time. Then offering Gangajal, you can see this person, Damodar Pandit Prabhu is offering Gangajal to him. Within 3 minutes of receiving Gangajal, he passed away. Again, a victim of bomb blast. These are our patients. These are our caregivers now. Some of them are there, some of them are not there now. What they are offering is holy waters, holy chandan, and all the holy items to the patient. On demand, patient has given advance directives that I want spiritual care people when I die. So many times call comes from home, and our girls and ladies and Prabhujis run from rickshaw to the home of the patient with all these powerful items, and they offer these items to the patient. You can see. Always encourage relatives to offer these items to the patient. Always encourage. You can see the bottle has got a hole, and drop by drop the holy water is falling in the mouth of the patient. So these kind of ready equipments are there in Bhaktivedanta hospital. We have created hundreds of bottles of Gangajal. You can pick up one and run to the patient. Every day in Bhaktivedanta hospital, at least we are supposed to put fresh tulsi leaves from Gaur-Nitai lotus feet in the ICU refrigerator in a distinct looking container. They may get dried up, you can discard them and replace them with fresh ones every day, because any time the death may pass away. Death may come. This is important. The patient is dead in bomb blast, but the relative is still encouraged to come and offer Gangajal to the dead person. So even if the patient dies, you come across, you go running away, and patient already passes away. Suppose you reach by the will of the Lord, 5 minutes later, patient has passed away. You could not reach, or whatever. You got notice late, or they informed you late and you were traveling and somehow you could not reach. And you find the patient dead. Still do everything. Offer Gangajal, offer Tulsi, offer Mahaprasad, offer Charanamrita, offer Brajraj, offer Garland, offer everything. Read Bhagavad Gita, do prayers, do Kirtan, offer Gangajal, everything you do. And also involve all the relatives who are nearby you to offer water. Another patient who has already passed away in ICU, our Malati Mataji is reading Bhagavad Gita for him. Again, you can see the tulsi leaf on the lips of the dead patient. You can see the leaf. Leaf is there. Also, water is being administered. Dead in bomb blast. Same thing, tulsi and Gangajal. Why I am showing these pictures to you? Because you need to gather courage to see situation like this. Chadars filled with blood, sometimes flesh, sometimes broken bones, sometimes broken legs, sometimes crushed head, sometimes mutilated face. But the caregiver should not hesitate, should not become fearful, and he should keep on doing his duty of connecting the dying person to the Lord by all these means. That is why purposely I have saved these pictures and I am putting this in PPT, so that you should know that you don't always get a effulgent, beautifully combed hair face and a nicely dressed up and tilak and everything, and he is dying, so you are very happy to give spiritual care. You may expect most disheveled, most unorganized situation of body, clothes, everything. Torn clothes, fractured body limbs, everything is possible. But your goal should be fixed. Vyavasayatmika buddhir ekeham kuru nandana. Then at times, the dying person is still not dead, he may be unconscious or maybe in serious condition. The medical care still goes on simultaneously, and the spiritual care also should go on. So the medical caregiver should know what is going on there, and the spiritual care should know what is going on in medical care. And with great respect to each other, both the cares should be simultaneously performed, keeping space for everybody, respecting everybody's care. Your care is not more important than their care, and their care is not more important than your care. Both are important at their own place. So both caregivers should be respectful and give space to each other. Again, this is, you can see a collective. Who is this? This is our Sarveshwari Mataji from Parbhani. I think her father is passing away in Bhaktivedanta Hospital. I think so. And Ramcharan Prabhu is giving end of life care. See, some person is holding hand, somebody is holding feet, somebody is holding the forehead. This situation is very important. This is you have to create a very personal and family situation. Somebody is praying, and the Ramcharan Prabhu is the coordinator of the care. So he is encouraging everybody, do this, do that. Because they don't know. Mostly at dying situation, the relatives don't know what to do. They simply want to cry. They don't know. They are fully confused, bewildered. So each time we have to hold their hands, encourage them to do, and involve them. Again, this is another case. See the situation. I will explain to you. Are you able to read that 6 loving exchanges here? Okay. I will tell you also. This is again Lakshmi Mataji. Her name is Diksha name, I don't know. She was from Belgaum. She is now in Pune. And their father passed away in Bhaktivedanta Hospital many, many years back. Also, our Pune devotee, what is his name?
Sridhar Krishna Prabhu.
No, one who is in drama, one who acts in drama. Their curly hair, fair, light eyes.
Vrindavan Chandra Prabhu.
Vrindavan Chandra Prabhu.
Father.
His mother also was in Bhaktivedanta Hospital. And that time, Lord Nityananda's lotus feet had come, traveling from Mayapur to Mira Road. So I personally, changed my dress, took bath, put 12 tilaks, did Ashban, everything. I went all the way and offered Lord Nityananda's Charan Paduka on her forehead for a long time. And then I thought, why not everybody? So I went to each and every patient, live, unconscious, conscious, ICU, normal ward, every single patient I offered that Charan Paduka of Lord Nityananda. At that time, on that particular day at 4 p.m., whoever was there in the hospital, IPD, OPD, ICU, normal ward, everywhere, staff members, everybody. Now, this patient is a very interesting story. His wife, this person who is touching the forehead, his wife passed away. You can see the next photograph. Okay, 1 minute. The photograph is missing. In this, he gave full. She actually was chanting Hare Krishna on the beads because she was fully conscious till last moment. That photograph I missed. She is chanting with obvious open beads, Kadamba beads. And she passed away. Then he joined our spiritual care department as a volunteer. And he became a devotee. And then he also passed away under our care in the hospital. This is an amazing story. One after another, they passed away. Now, this is that I told you that devotee from Belgaum, whose 2 daughters and wife, they were there in Mumbai. I forgot their names. I don't remember their names. And that is Dr. Vinita, our palliative care physician. And in the middle is our spiritual care assistant. She is now in London. She went to London with her husband. Offering prayers and receiving support. Again, this is another example. Same. She is, I think, Dinanath Prabhu's wife, Sarveshwari Mataji, Dr. Sarveshwari Mataji, whose husband, I think, her father is leaving the body. This is Dr. Dwarkadas Trivedi. He was the one of the Ayurvedic physicians of Srila Prabhupada when Srila Prabhupada was in last stages of life. He also he actually lived in Juhu also. There also he treated Prabhupada. So he donated 2 full departments in Bhaktivedanta Hospital. 2 wards he donated for. And he had insisted that when I die, I want to receive the spiritual care given by our department. So point to note here, Srila Prabhupada never forgets anybody, whoever has offered any service to them. So he offered service to Prabhupada, he offered service to Bhaktivedanta Hospital, and Bhaktivedanta Hospital spiritual care team gave him death care on the last moment when he passed away at his home. His son was not willing, he was opposing. His wife was willing, holding his hands. She was chanting the holy name, listening to Prabhupada's kirtan at home. He passed away very gloriously. You can see his face. He is not seeing Yamdutas. He is not fearful. He is very peacefully passing away, and that's why he is looking as if he is just sleeping very peacefully. The fear is always obvious on a dying person's face. If a person is watching Yamdutas, you can make out from his face, he is watching something very fearful. So Dadaji, Dwarkadas Trivedi ji passed away under our care. And these are the various items along with holy waters and Brajraj that we offer to the patient who is dying, just to help him to connect the bead bag, the beads, the photograph of the Lord, everything. I didn't miss the photograph. This is the photograph. The previous one, the husband is touching the forehead. In this one, she is chanting the holy name. And Ramcharan Prabhu is praying the holy name of the Lord. So, 6 loving exchanges. When you are sure that within few moments or half an hour the patient is going to die, then you have to learn to do this. You have to practice, study theory properly and practice it on a dummy at home and then actually do it on the patient. Hello? Hello? Yes? No, not yet. I'm customer only. Yes. So I'm at home only, at my residence. हेलो नहीं मिला तो 24 बॉटल मिलना चाहिए था कल नहीं मिला
हरे कृष्णा
तो बहुत दूर है
सभी को इंग्लिश सफिशिएंट है ना, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं ना? आप अनम्यूट कर सकते हैं अपने आप को।
9321
हरे कृष्णा।
99
हाँ प्रभु जी
कृष्णा।
68
हाँ, हिंदी चलेगा ना? मतलब कि
हिंदी में बहुत हाँ हिंदी अच्छा रहता, बहुत दूसरे भी लोग सुन सकते हैं। अभी हम लोग सब डॉक्टर तो इंग्लिश में चलता है, लेकिन हम किसी को अभी देना है तो थोड़ा सा हिंदी में
ठीक है,
हो
मैं प्रोजेक्ट से रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ। ठीक,
ओटीपी भी नहीं
तो
आया मेरे पास, सब कुछ मैं फॉलो कर रहा हूँ, फुल डे घर में बैठा हूँ, अभी भी घर में बैठा हूँ, वेट कर रहा हूँ आपका, भेज दो मुझे बॉटल्स, 24 बॉटल्स। I'm sorry, something urgent, so I had to attend this
हरे
call.
कृष्णा प्रभु जी, डिवोटी से रिक्वेस्ट आ रहा है कि हिंदी प्रेफर करेंगे तो
हाँ, हिंदी ओके।
प्लीज।
तो आपको ये प्रैक्टिस करना है, उसको कहते हैं 6 लविंग एक्सचेंजेस। ये आपको मरीज के जो निकट के रिश्तेदार है उनसे करवाना है, ठीक है? तो आपको एक एक करके गैदर करना है, जो वाइफ है या हस्बैंड है या बच्चे हैं या लड़की की बहू है, या लड़की का हस्बैंड है, जमाई है, ऐसे क्लोज लोगों को आपको इकट्ठा करना है। और फिर आपको शुरू करना है। कैसे करना है? जो समझो आपने बेटी को बुलाया, तो बेटी का एक हाथ डाइंग पर्सन या मदर या फादर के सर पे रखना है, एक हाथ से हाथ पकड़ना है। ठीक है? और फिर बोलना है, पापा जी, मैं आपसे प्रेम करती हूँ, आई लव यू। और मैं ये भी जानती जानती हूँ कि आप भी मुझसे प्रेम करते हैं। और सेकंड है कि आई लव यू, आई नो यू लव मी। सेकंड इंपॉर्टेंट बात बोलना है, उनसे बुलवाना है, हाँ, उनको बोलना है, बोलो, पापा, आई फॉरगिव यू फॉर वॉट एवर यू हैव डन टू मी वेन एवर आई गॉट हर्ट फ्रॉम यू। एंड पापा, प्लीज फॉरगिव मी फॉर वॉट एवर हर्ट फीलिंग्स आई हैव गिवन यू। दैट मीन्स आई फॉरगिव यू, यू फॉरगिव मी। ये बोलना बहुत ज़रूरी होता है, ये बहुत इमोशनल होता है। इसमें बहुत लोग रोते हैं, उनको रोने दीजिए, लेकिन ये बात उनसे आप कहलवाइए। फिर उनको तीसरी बात कहना है, चार हो गए ना एक्सचेंजेस, और भी है। उनको कहना है कि वी विल मिस यू आफ्टर यू पास अवे। कभी कभी लोगों को लगता है ना, अरे मैं मरूंगा तो कौन मुझे याद करेगा, किसको फर्क ही नहीं पड़ेगा। और दुखी होता है आदमी, अरे मैं मरूंगा तो कोई दुखी नहीं होने वाला है, ये दुख रहता है उसके मन में। तो उनको बोलेगा, बोलना है आपको, पापा, कि हम आपको मिस करेंगे जब आप नहीं रहोगे। उसके बाद में बोलना है कि कोई भी होगा उसके मन में जो आपको पता होता है पहले, समझो बेटी की शादी नहीं हुई है, समझो, या उसका कुछ कुछ बाकी रह गया है, ड्यूटी उसका जो कर नहीं पाया, वो मरने के पहले उसकी बेटी की शादी कर नहीं पाया वो, या कुछ फी भरनी थी वो भर नहीं पाया, समझो जो भी कुछ उसका एक इच्छा होगा जो वो कर नहीं पाता होगा। तो उसको बोलना है, पापा, आप चिंता मत करो, आपकी बेटी की शादी की जिम्मेदारी मैं लेता हूं, हम लोग मिलके उसका शादी करा देंगे, आप निश्चिंत रहो। अब मैं आपको एक एग्जाम्पल दिया, खाली एक ही एग्जाम्पल दिया, ऐसे कई चीजें हो सकती है जिसके लिए जेन्युइनली किसी को आपको तैयार करना है। उसको बुलवाना है कि पापा, मम्मी, आप चिंता मत करो, अरे मेरा मंगलसूत्र मेरी बेटी को देना था, मैं दे नहीं पाई मर जीवन के पहले। नहीं मम्मी जी, आप चिंता मत करो, आपका मंगलसूत्र आपकी बेटी तक मैं पहुंचा दूंगी, आप निश्चिंत रहो इस बात के लिए। या फॉर एग्जाम्पल, मैं मरने के पहले मेरा घर जो है वो मेरी बेटी को देना था, उसके नाम पे करना था, प्रोसीजर हो नहीं पाया, वकील आया नहीं, वो कंप्लीट नहीं हुआ, बोला मम्मी चिंता मत करना, वो जो लीगल प्रोसीजर है मैं करूंगी, और आपका जो विल है मैं एग्जीक्यूट करूंगी, या जो भी करने वाला है उसे करवाऊंगी। उसको एश्योर करना है कि आपका जो भी कुछ बचा कुचा इच्छा है वो हम लोग पूरा करेंगे। और लास्ट में बोलना है, पापा, मम्मी, अभी आप ना निश्चिंत हो जाओ, अभी आप सब भूल जाओ, सारे बंधनों को तोड़ दो, अभी यहाँ की बातें आप भूल जाओ, यहाँ के टेंशन को छोड़ो, अभी आपके लिए भगवान इंतजार कर रहे हैं, अभी आपका जाने का समय है, इत्मीनान से आप जाइए माता जी, पिताजी, आप इत्मीनान से जाइए, डोंट वरी, आराम से आप गुजर जाइए। इसको कहते हैं 6 लविंग एक्सचेंजेस। इसके लिए काफी प्रैक्टिस करनी पड़ेगी आपको। और मैं अभी एग्जैक्टली वर्डिंग्स आपको भेजूंगा व्हाट्सएप पे, ये लेक्चर के बाद में। और उसको थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ेगा आपको। और आपको ये थोड़ा सा रिलेटिव्स को भी ट्रेनिंग देना पड़ेगा कि आप क्या करने जा रहे हो, कैसे करने जा रहे हो। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अभी मैं आपको एक केस स्टडी बता देता हूँ, हाँ। गौरांगा प्रभु के फादर जगन्नाथ जगन्नाथ प्रसाद प्रभु या जगन्नाथ प्रिय प्रभु, जो भी उनके नाम था, जगन्नाथ से कनेक्टेड था। वो बॉम्बे हॉस्पिटल में थे और एकदम टर्मिनल कंडीशन में आ गए। मैंने गौरांग प्रभु को फोन किया, मैंने बोला, प्रभु जी अभी आप सब छोड़ो, कुछ नहीं होने वाला है, उनको भक्ति विधान में लेके आओ, उनको मेडिकल ट्रीटमेंट की जरूरत नहीं है, अभी कुछ काम नहीं होने वाला है, उनको स्पिरिचुअल केयर की आवश्यकता है जिसके साथ उनको गुजरना चाहिए। तो फिर वो कन्विंस हो गए, उन्होंने उनको डिस्चार्ज किया बॉम्बे हॉस्पिटल से और भक्ति विधान में लेके आए। वन फाइन मॉर्निंग संडे को एकदम गैस्पिंग कंडीशन में आ गए। मैं घर पे था, मैं वहां से भाग भाग के आया 9 बजे, और मैंने वहां बैठकर करीब 5-6 घंटा कीर्तन किया, कंटिन्यूअस। अभी बीच में आपको बताता हूँ एक बात जो मैं रेगुलरली करता हूँ। मैंने राधानाथ महाराज जी को फोन किया। मैंने कहा महाराज जी, गौरांग प्रभु के जो पिताजी हैं वो गुजर रहे हैं। तो उसके पहले वो ना ऐसे तड़प रहे थे, अयो 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 करके तड़प रहे थे। मतलब अयो नहीं, उधर तमिलनाडु में, हमारे गांव में, कर्नाटक में दुख होने पर अयो अयो कहते हैं। हाँ, मराठी में आई 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 करते। सो वो अयो करके बहुत तड़प रहे थे, पेन, बहुत पेन में थे वो। और बराबर 12:20 पे मैंने महाराज को फोन लगाया। महाराज ने दोबारा कॉल किया, और जब कॉल किया तो महाराज ने जब उनसे बात किया, एकदम अयो अयो बंद, एकदम ध्यान से सुन रहे। महाराज के फोन कान पे लगाया था। महाराज ने उसे बहुत प्रेम से बातें की, बहुत अच्छी अच्छी बातें की। उन्होंने महाराज को पहचाना भी। वैसे वो आंखें बंद करके बहुत चिल्ला रहे थे पहले, एकदम ध्यान से शांति से सुना पूरा बातें। और महाराज की बात खत्म हो गई तो 10 मिनट में गुजर गए। ये मैंने कई बार देखा है, कई बार। कितने प्रभु और माता जी को मैंने देखा है महाराज के फोन आने के बाद। जो मैं हमेशा प्रयास करता हूँ कि महाराज का फोन हो जाए, लेकिन कभी कभी महाराज का उधर मिडल ऑफ नाइट होता है, 2 बजे महाराज कॉल नहीं कर सकता। लेकिन जो भाग्यवान लोग होते हैं वो महाराज का दिन में कॉल कर सकते हैं, हमारे रात में या शाम को। तो जब भी मैंने देखा है, महाराज जी बोलते हैं, सुनो। हाँ, फॉर एग्जाम्पल त्रिविक्रम प्रभु सुनो, मैं आपके लिए जप कर रहा हूँ, आप ध्यान से सुनो। ये बोलेंगे हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरि राम 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 हरे हरे। और उसके बाद में फिर जब फोन बंद होता है तो मैंने देखा है कुछ घंटों में या कुछ समय के बाद में उनकी मृत्यु हो जाती। जैसे कि बेड़ा पार कर देते महाराज। तो इसलिए मैंने कहा कि वो अच्छा हो कि फिर वो, मैं गया, फिर बीच में महाराज का फोन आया 12:20 को। उसके पहले मैंने उसकी बहन को बुलाया, प्रभु जी के मदर को बुलाया, सची माता, माता जी को, बहन को बुलाया। अमेरिका से आई थी वो। और उसके बहन का हस्बैंड, वो भी यूएस से आए थे, उनको भी बुलाया। और गौरांग प्रभु को बुलाया, और सब लोग को समझाया कि अभी आपको ये 6 लविंग एक्सचेंज करना है। इसमें ऐसे ऐसे आपको बोलना है, और ऐसे ऐसे आपको आपकी भावनाओं को व्यक्त करना है। और मैं फिर भी आपके साथ रहूंगा, और आपको हर बात आपको प्रॉम्प्ट करूंगा कि ये बोलना है आपको, क्योंकि उनको इस दुख में कैसे याद रहेगा कि 6 टाइम क्या, मुझे भी कभी याद नहीं रहता है। तो मैंने फिर गौरांग प्रभु को बुलाया, वो भी कीर्तन कर रहे थे, उनको बुलाया। वो भी गौरांग प्रभु रोने लगे ये सब करते हुए, हाथ पापा के सर पे रखते हुए, एक हाथ हाथ पे पकड़ते हुए, पापा हाँ हाँ ऐसे करके बोल रहे हैं उनको, आई लव यू, यू लव मी, आई फॉरगिव यू, यू फॉरगिव मी, आई डोंट वरी, विल डू दिस फॉर यू, you don't worry about it, we'll take care of this, and you pass away now, Krishna is waiting for you, Guru Maharaj has blessed you, ऐसा करके करके उन्होंने किया। फिर सिस्टर आई, फिर सच्ची माता, माता जी आई, फिर वो जमाई भी आए। हाँ, हर एक का अलग अलग इमोशन स्टाइल था, सबको असिस्ट करना है आपको, सबको गाइड करना है, सबको इंस्पायर करना है। और वो सब हो गया। उसके बाद महाराज का फोन आया, उसके बाद में 10 मिनट बाद में वो गुजर गए। तो ये हुआ एक केस स्टडी। तो ये 6 लविंग एक्सचेंजेस आपको जितना हो सके उतना करना ही है जब कोई गुजरता है। डेथ जब होती है, मैंने कई लोगों को पास होते हुए देखा है, यानी गुजरते हुए देखा है, जिंदा से मृत होते हुए देखा है। कैसे? पहले मेरा हाथ ये पल्स पे होता है, फिर मेरा हाथ ये पल्स जाने के बाद में यहां पर आता है, फिर मेरा हाथ काख में जाता है, वो भी गायब हो गया पल्स, तो मैं इधर आता हूँ, यहाँ के पल्स पे पकड़ता हूँ। और यहाँ के पल्स जब गायब होती है तब मृत्यु हो जाती है। फिर मॉनिटर को देखना है, उधर का जो ट्रेसिंग है वो फ्लैट हो जाता है। वो 1 मिनट पूरा फ्लैट होना चाहिए, तब तक आपको अपना केयर देते रहना चाहिए। और फिर सांस बंद हो जाती है, बीपी जीरो हो जाता है, ऑक्सीजन सेचुरेशन जीरो हो जाता है, और मृत्यु होती है। लेकिन फिर भी आपको समझ में आने के बाद भी डेथ आपको डिक्लेयर करना नहीं है। डेथ डॉक्टर को ही डिक्लेयर करना है, नर्स को भी नहीं करना है। आप नहीं बोलेंगे कि गुजर गया करके, डॉक्टर आके बोलेंगे कि गुजर गया। और उसके बाद में एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण घटना होती है, वो ये है डिक्लेयरिंग द डेथ। अभी आपको डॉक्टर ने आके बता दिया फिर सब रोने लगेंगे। कुछ लोग बाहर बैठे हुए हैं, है ना, तो उनको जाके बोलना है। तो कैसे बोलना है, उसका भी एक तकनीक होती है। आप बाहर आएंगे और पूछेंगे कि बेड नंबर 7 के रिलेटिव्स कौन है। तो 4 लोग खड़े हो जाएंगे, मतलब इधर आ जाओ। उधर से बोलना नहीं है बेड नंबर 7 का डेथ हो गया अभी डेथ, ऐसा नहीं बोलना है। उनको बोलना आ जाओ इधर। उनको लेके जाना है कमरे में। हमारे पास एक कमरा होता है, ग्रीफ रूम बोलते हैं उसको। हमारे पास हॉस्पिटल में कमरा है, अलग से बनाया हुआ है, ग्रीफ रूम। वहां जाके उनको बिठाना है। खड़े खड़े नहीं बोलना है, बिठा कर बोलना है। बोलने के पहले उनको पानी पिलाना है ठंडा। उनको पूछना है वॉशरूम यूज करना है, कि आपको वॉशरूम यूज करने के लिए देना है। फिर बैठने के बाद में फिर स्टोरी शुरू करना है कि ऐसे हुआ। फिर वो गैस्पिंग में थे, फिर हमने कीर्तन किया, फिर हमने जल दिया, फिर हमने प्रार्थना किया, फिर वो कुछ आंखें भी घुमा रहे थे, फिर हाथ भी ऊपर किया था बीच में, सारा स्टोरी बनाने का। और एंड में बोलने का कि ये सब करने के बाद में फिर वो गुजर गए, शांति से गुजर गए। और अगर आप आदमी हो और आदमी को बोल रहे हो तो उसके कंधे पे हाथ रख के बोलो। अगर आप औरत हो और किसी औरत को, लड़की को या बहू को बोल रहे हो, उसके कंधे पे हाथ रख के बोलो, उसका हाथ में हाथ पकड़ के बोलो। तो आके वो झेल सकेगी उस न्यूज को। हाँ, जो बाहर बैठी हुई है, तो अंदर आपके साथ में है तो ठीक है, अच्छी बात है। और फिर उनको वहां बैठना है, सांत्वना देना है बहुत देर तक, बाद में फिर उनको रिहा करना है वहां से। अभी मैं आपको बोलता हूँ कि कोई कुछ लोग ऐसे होते हैं, मुस्लिम होते हैं, क्रिश्चियन होते हैं, हम उसको पूछते हैं, हमारे पास ऐसा करते हैं। अगर बहुत समय हमको मिला है रिश्ता बनाने के लिए, तो वो बोलते हैं आप अपना प्रोसीजर अंदर अपने आप करो, हम अपना प्रेयर बाहर करते हैं। ये हमारा कई बार अनुभव है। लेकिन अगर इमीडिएट कोई आता है तो फिर वो मना कर देते हैं, हम लोग नहीं करते हैं उसके लिए। एक पेशेंट थी हमारी, नजमा शेख। नजमा शेख नहीं, रजिया खान। रजिया खान, वो मुस्लिम 90% जलकर आई थी, बर्न होकर आई थी। तो उसके लिए हमारे दामोदर पंडित प्रभु ने उनको तुरंत बुलाया। बोला कि आप लोगों ने कुरान लाया कि नहीं लाया। नहीं नहीं, जल्दी जल्दी में आए। बोला जाओ, अभी हम लोग देखभाल कर रहे हैं, अब आप कुरान लेके आओ। तो सिस्टर गई, उसकी कुरान लेके आई। हमारी सिस्टर, एक नर्सिंग सिस्टर डिवोटी विश्रिता माता जी, वो अपना भगवत गीता लेके आई। और यहाँ से भगवत गीता पढ़ रही है, यहाँ से कुरान पढ़ रही है। मुश्किल से वो लड़की ने कुरान पढ़ा, क्योंकि पढ़ने की आदत तो है नहीं उनको। मुश्किल से पढ़ा, आधा पौना पढ़ा। बोला हम लोग थक गए, अभी हमको आदत नहीं है पढ़ने की। सिस्टर विश्रिता, हमारे डिवोटी सिस्टर ने एक बार गीता पढ़ी, सेकेंड टाइम गीता पढ़ी पूरी। रात के 11 बज गए, तो वो जरा सा रिफ्रेश होने के लिए रूम पे गई। तो रजिया बोलती है कि तुम्हारी वो सिस्टर कहाँ है, उसको बुलाओ, मुझे गीता सुननी है। और रिलेटिव्स जो है वो थक गए बेचारे कुरान पढ़ते पढ़ते, उनको कुरान पढ़ने की आदत नहीं है। विश्रिता ने रजिया खान को तीसरी बार गीता सुनाई, और भगवत गीता सुनते हुए रजिया खान गुजर गई। और रिश्तेदार बहुत धन्यवाद देते रहे कि आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद है, हम लोग तो अपना कुरान नहीं पढ़ पाए, आप तो हमारे बहन के लिए 3 बार गीता पढ़े, आपका लाख लाख धन्यवाद है। सो ये है पावर अपने। सो डिक्लेयरिंग डेथ इन आर्ट। आपका कैसा रिश्ता उनके साथ बना हुआ है और नहीं बना हुआ है, फिर भी बड़ी कुशलता से आपको डेथ डिक्लेयर करना है। अभी ये सब ऑप्शनल है। हम लोग अपने डिवोटीज के लिए जब भी कोई गुजरता है तो उनके लिए फ्यूनरल की तैयारी भी करते हैं। हमारे योगेश्वर मुरारी प्रभु यहाँ बैठे हुए हैं, हमारा स्टाफ भी बैठा हुआ है इस लेक्चर में। वो बड़ी दया से सब इंतजाम करते हैं। वो तिरडी बिरडी सब इकट्ठा करते हैं, पंडित को बुलाते हैं, सब कुछ करते हैं। और कीर्तन करते हैं, स्मशान तक जाते हैं, वहां पर भी कीर्तन करते हैं, विदा करते हैं। कई कई डिवोटीज को हमने धूमधाम से विदा किया है। और कभी कभी क्या होता है, एक गाइडलाइन बताता हूं आपको मैं, जो मुझे प्रत्यक्ष राधानाथ महाराज ने बताया था। वो गाइडलाइन ये है कि नियम शास्त्र क्या कहता है कि किसी का डेथ होता है, समझो दिन में होता है, 11 बजे हो गया डेथ उसका, तो सूर्यास्त होने के पहले उसको जलाना चाहिए। और किसी का डेथ रात को हो गया, तो सूर्य उदय होने के पहले उसको जलाना चाहिए, ये शास्त्र कहता है। लेकिन समझो लड़की अमेरिका में है, उसको आने को 2 दिन लगेंगे। लड़का दिल्ली में है, वो तो 10 घंटे के बाद में आएगा। फ्लाइट मिलेगा, पकड़ेगा, आएगा, टैक्सी से आएगा, 11 बजे डेथ हुआ है तो रात को 11 बजे तक पहुंच नहीं सकता है। तो उस समय क्या करना चाहिए? उस समय वो रूल जो है शास्त्र का वो इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है। दोज हु मीन क्लोज रिलेशनशिप, जिनका रिश्ता बहुत निकट का है, उनको मृतदेह को मिले बिना शरीर का क्रियाकर्म नहीं करना चाहिए। महाराज ने कहा भले 15 दिन लग जाए, बॉडी को मॉर्चरी में रखो, शीतक गृह में रखो, 15 दिन लग जाए तो भी चलेगा, लेकिन निकटवर्ती रिश्तेदार को मृतदेह का दर्शन करके अपनी भावनाओं को व्यक्त किए बिना, जो भी करना है, उनको चूमना है, हाथ पकड़ना है, गले मिलना है, जो भी करना है, जो भी करके भावनाओं को व्यक्त करना है, वो किए बिना वो शरीर का क्रियाकर्म नहीं करना चाहिए। इस समय पे बॉडी को मॉर्चुरी में रखना चाहिए, और जब वो रिश्तेदार आएगा बॉडी को बाहर निकालना चाहिए। तो जो भी कुछ भावनाओं को व्यक्त करना है, एंड ऑफ लाइफ केयर जो भी एक्सचेंज करना है, उनको थैंक यू बोलना है। हाँ, एक बात बोलना भूल गया मैं, वो लविंग एक्सचेंज में थैंक यू इज ऑल्सो वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट आइटम, प्लीज ऐड। आपको थैंक यू बोलना है, पापा धन्यवाद, आपने हमारी देखभाल की, अब हम आपके बहुत ऋणी हैं, आपके बिना हमारा जीवन अधूरा होता, आपने हमारा जीवन को पूर्ण बना दिया है, कंप्लीट बना दिया है, परफेक्ट बना दिया है, आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद है, थैंक यू वेरी मच। लोगों को लगना चाहिए कि पीपल आर थैंकफुल टू मी, आई एम नॉट यूजलेस। तो थैंक यू बोल के हम उनको वर्दीनेस देते हैं, हाँ, कि मैं भी कुछ काम किया है इनके लिए। तो मैं क्या बोल रहा था, तो उसके बाद में उनका क्रियाकर्म करना चाहिए। तो कभी भी अरे शास्त्र में लिखा है, हमने सुना है प्रवचन में ऐसा करना है, नॉट इम्पॉर्टेंट। आप कितना भी घंटा बॉडी रख सकते हैं, अगर आइडियल सिचुएशन है तो आप उसके पहले कर दीजिए। लेकिन कोई निकट का रिलेटिव नहीं आया हुआ है, रिलेटिव, तो आपको रुकना है, उसमें जल्दबाजी नहीं करनी है। हरे कृष्णा। ये जो हमारा एंड ऑफ लाइफ केयर का प्रोसेस है, उसका पर्पस ये है कि अंत काले च मामेव स्मरण मुक्त्वा कलेवरम, हमारे ये सारे प्रयास में से अंतिम क्षण में उनको भगवान की याद दिलानी है, और फिर भगवान तय करेंगे उनको गौलोक धाम छोड़ना है, ले जाना है कि नहीं जाना है। लेकिन गौलोक धाम के योग्यता तक पहुंचाने का हमारा काम है। और ये हमारा ये क्या कहते हैं ना, जिद होनी चाहिए कि आई विल ट्राई माई बेस्ट टू हेल्प हिम और हर टू रिमेम्बर द लॉर्ड। हरे कृष्णा। तो अभी मैं क्या हो गया, हाँ, ये स्टॉप करता हूँ शेयरिंग का, और हम लोग थोड़ा सा ब्रेक लेते हैं 2 मिनट का, ताकि मैं अगला लेक्चर शुरू कर सकूं।